Hi, we want to welcome you to our introduction to a course series titled Stepping Into Yourself, an Overview of the Mysteries of Priestessing.
Wherever you are on your path as a priestess, either taking the first steps or well on your way down this ancient trail, we're glad that you're here.
And we really want these classes to be useful to you as you step into your authority as a priestess, making it easier to find the tools that you need, both internal and external, and everything you need to support you.
The first question is, what is a priestess?
Is she a ritualist,
A leader?
a shaman,
A role model?
a coach,
A soothsayer?
or a sibyl,
Or is she all of these?
or some of these?
Or none of these?
So
Go ahead.
the classes in this series address these questions as well as others, like how does one become a priestess?
What does she do?
And what qualities does she need?
What skills are useful?
And what tools work the best?
And by what authority can she call herself a priestess? You probably already guessed that these classes are offered by us.
And I want to tell you a little bit about Candace. So Candace and I have known each other for 10 years, and we've been actively priestessing together during most of that time. Candace has a PhD in history from Northern Arizona University, is a Zane Grey Scholar, and has taught women's history and women's studies and religious studies at the College of Southern Nevada, which is, and she began teaching college in 1976. She retired in 2008, lucky woman that she is, and was awarded the title of Emerita. And she continues to teach occasional courses at CSN. She's also developed courses in goddess traditions, the history of witchcraft, modern pagan thought, and I just want you to give us your favorite title of one of your women's studies courses.
Oh gosh, that title was Wives, Warriors, Witches, and Winches.
And the subtitle?
Women in Western Culture.
Exactly. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to take that class.
It was a good class. It was a fun class.
And Candace is also involved with the Temple of Goddess Spirituality, dedicated to Sekhmet in Cactus Springs, north of Las Vegas, which is where we met. She's affiliated with the Sophia Center for Goddess Studies in Las Vegas, and she's also Dean of Students at Cherry Hills, which is the first pagan seminary.
Let me tell you a little bit about my friend Anne. And I did meet her, oh my goodness, it doesn't seem that it's been 10 years.
I know.
But I remember the first time I saw her, which was at Samhain. She had arrived to be our priestess, and everybody was very curious about who would be the new priestess. And she was just absolutely beautiful. From that, this deepened into a real friendship, a deep friendship, and a good working relationship with each other. Anne does have a PhD from women's spirituality from the California Institute of Integral Studies, and there her research centered on Mesoamerican goddesses and rituals. And speaking of interesting titles for classes, she developed a class for CSN in the Religious Studies Department, and the title was
Jaguars, Serpents, and Trees. The Cosmology of the Mesoamericans.
And wouldn't you take a class on that? Absolutely fascinating. She does teach at CSN in Women's Studies Department and also the Religious Studies Department. By the way, Anne and I really co-founded the Religious Studies Department. She was priestess at the Temple of Goddess Spirituality from 2004 to 2007. And then she decided to return to Oregon. And she was there for a few years, and then she wanted the sunshine again, so she came back to the Southwest, and she lives in Albuquerque in this really amazing house and community. And she lives here in Albuquerque with her husband, Ben, and his 2 cats and her 1 cat, Romeo. You may meet Romeo. It's actually her cat, and also Anne's snake, Ashera.
So above all, what we want you to know that we are both active priestesses. We lead intimate rituals in our home with just a few of a small groups. We also lead large public rituals. We've kind of done the gamut.
Our classes, we want you to know, are not representative of all of the aspects of priestessing or all of the lineages because of our backgrounds and our expertise and our experience and our education, our focus does tend to be Euro-Amerocentric, with an emphasis on the modern pagan, Wiccan, and goddess movements.
So that's enough about us. What about you? We want you to just take a minute.
Maybe definitely find a comfortable place to sit.
Absolutely.
And find your favorite pen and some paper. Maybe even start a little journal.
Yeah.
And then think about these questions and jot down some ideas as they come to you. The first question, what attracts you to the role of priestess?
And in what ways do you function now as a priestess, both, formally and informally?
Where do you find your inspiration?
And what techniques, skills, and tools do you use?
Well, we like to say, welcome to the class.
Yes,
we're
welcome.
Glad you're here, and we look forward to having, some fun and some interesting learning times together.
Absolutely. We'll see you in the next lesson.